Now, some of the more prominent figures or initiates into the Golden Dawn Order are Irish poet W.B. Yeats, writer Arthur Conan Doyle, who is the creator of the fictitious detective Sherlock Holmes, author Bram Stoker. Okay, I'm sure some of you, or maybe all of you, are familiar with Bram Stoker's Dracula, and Aleister Crowley, and we're going to talk a little bit about him in a minute. But getting back to MacGregor Mathers, seems his overbearing spirit or ego, his overbearing ego, was too much for the other members of the Golden Dawn. So he was expelled in 1900. But prior to his expulsion, he initiated Aleister Crowley into what was called the Outer Order of the Golden Dawn, which from my understanding is a associate member of sort, or a lower level initiate. Crowley was not pleased with this, and he approached the group asking that he might be initiated into further orders of the Golden Dawn, but they declined him. So what did he do? He went whining to MacGregor's, who still had the chief post at that time, and Mathers initiated him into the Second Order after learning of the situation. Crowley, now loyal to Mathers, attempted to crush some of what they considered to be the rebellious members of the group. He also aided him, unsuccessfully I might add, in an attempt to seize a London temple owned by the society known as the Vault of Rosicrucians. And the drama continues. Now, afterwards, MacGregor took Crowley under his evil spiritual wing, so to speak. Following MacGregor's expulsion from the society, he saw Crowley, and I quote, as his magical heir. But the two of these men would later quarrel after Crowley published some tracts from the Golden Dawn material into his own magazine. Their relationship continued to deteriorate, even to the point where they would actually conduct an occult battle against each other. Okay, let's take a look at the next clip.
It was at Cambridge that Crowley first became fascinated with magic and the occult. He heard that there were secret societies whose members practiced dark and forbidden rituals. Crowley was intrigued and was desperate to access this hidden world. At the age of 21, a large trust fund freed him from any financial worries. He decided to leave Cambridge to pursue his quest to become a black magician. After 2 years of searching, he finally found what he was looking for. The Golden Dawn was a secret society dedicated to the study and practice of the occult.
He discovers the Golden Dawn. It's from here on really that he feels he's really onto something. This is something brand new, it's fresh. Bram Stoker is involved, Yeats is involved, the sort of literary sort of society lot. He wants to be part of that as well, and he rapidly rises through the magical grades like nobody else has gone through them before. He seems to take to this literally like a fish to water. It seems to be his vocation.
For Crowley, who was now referring to himself as the Beast 666, the Golden Dawn turned out to be a bitter disappointment. He thought that they were playing at magic and tried to take the society over. He clashed with the poet W.B. Yeats, who was a prominent member, calling him a lank, disheveled demonologist.
This was the real major step for Crowley when he thought that he was leaving behind the world of sort of real magic, and he was perfectly willing to take on black magic. He was willing to use any forces that he possibly could, that he could control.
You see, Crowley was ready to go to the next level. Crowley's final task, his self-imposed mission in life, so to speak, was to cross over into the abyss, whereupon he believed he would come face to face with his God. He was prepared to cross into the abyss utilizing an occult practice spelled out by, again, the name I asked you to remember, Abramelin. Like I said, Abramelin was his work and his writings would be foundational to future secret society. You see, this crossing over into the abyss is the signature act within Kabbalistic circles. Let's take a look at the next clip.
Crowley decided to perform the Abramelin, a black magic ritual that no magician had dared undertake for centuries.
Crowley's so dedicated to performing the Abramelin ritual that he actually goes to the length of seeking out and finding the perfect place and buying a house to do the actual ritual in. Nothing else, just actually to do this ritual. And it's in Loch Ness, Boleskine House. This is such an extreme thing to do. This is not a game. I think he's trying to break down, he's trying to push further than anyone else has been before. At the moment his yardstick is the Golden Dawn, so he's already shattering that completely.
The Abramelin dates back to the 14th century. The aim of the 6-month ritual is to master demons, but it was considered extremely dangerous. If the ritual went wrong, it was believed that evil spirits could be set loose and take possession of the magician.
Crowley drew his own followers as well, and one of the most prominent was a man named Jack Parsons, who was an influential rocket scientist. Parsons performed what he described as the Babylon working ritual in 1946, which was also another ritual in order to cross over into the abyss. His instruction as well coming from Abramelin the mage. Parsons would also go on to later work with and influence Ron L. Hubbard, the later founder of Scientology. Anton LaVey, author of the Satanic Bible, also relied heavily on Aleister Crowley's philosophy. And I want to read you a quote from LaVey's Satanic Bible, page 110, and I quote, "There is no difference in white and black magic, except in the smug hypocrisy, guilt-ridden, self-righteous self-deceit of the white magician himself."